volunteer trying to help someone save their home.
Sir, we've been filling sandbags as well.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you know, while you're here, nobody can pick up.
I am here
while you're here, no one can pick up sand.
That, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, why don't you make yourself aware?
We are going to.
You know, I was with a guy who was a staunch conservative,
and
he said if you'd actually do work, he'd change his vote and
I
vote
was here
for you.
Sir,
That's
I
sincerity.
just spent half an hour. Can you listen to me, sir, now that I've listened to you?
Yeah, I'll listen.
Okay. I'm glad to be here with my kids who just filled sand.
Running free, see the faggot, he fed a puppy. Running faggot, running
reflecting
free.
very carefully on what I remember from that incident almost 20 years ago. And again, I am confident that I did not act inappropriately. If I apologized later, then it would be because
the Russians were responsible for hacking
his mind.
On the occasion of 90 years of diplomatic relations between Canada and China, Canada and Japan.
Running faggot, running free, see the faggot, he fed a puppy. Running faggot, running free. On the wind. Running faggot, running free, see the faggot, he fed a puppy. Running faggot, running free.
Coming in, Trudeau is blaming the Indian government for his India trip, which turned out to be a fiasco.
Only amplifies the need for change.
When you have women having to turn to the media or social media to get their message out, it's because there's a breakdown in the system. And again, I am confident that I did not act inappropriately. If I apologized later, then it would be because I sensed that she was not entirely comfortable with the interaction. Presume to speak for her or to have a perspective on how she should feel or should act on this. I respect very much her right and her ability to make choices about what is best for her and her family, and I obviously will continue to stand as a defender of understanding and respect for
and build on a whole range of progress around how we both manage our borders but facilitate trade flows and tourism and all the things that are the lifeblood of the relationship between our two countries. We're going to try to get as much of that work completed in the last 2 months of my presidency. Canada has been an outstanding partner in the fight against terrorism, not just in terms of intelligence gathering and information sharing, but also the incredibly important investments that they've made in the success of the counter-ISIL campaign and that they continue to make. Justin's personal voice on issues of refugees and the humanitarian concerns that we share has been a really important component of the success of things like our leadership summit on refugees at the UN. And on climate, we represent two of the largest oil producers and natural gas producers in the world. Those are vital industries to us, and
if there's going to be such a proposal, it has to come forward from the private sector. It has to come forward as a real approach. Right now there is no project on the table, and we will look at any project that comes forward and allow it to go through the proper process.
And that crowd was not there. The photos show an empty tarmac with only Trudeau's security detail, some airport workers, and a photographer. You can see clearly a photographer and then tons of empty space all around Trudeau. Liblaw posted several pictures, so you can see from a few different angles, and it really looks like there's no one there except for a photographer and a couple of workers. In other words, Trudeau was waving to no one. He was faking it for the photo op.
BC, including Indigenous communities who understand that it is important for us to get our resources to new markets other than the United States. The fact that Alberta oil can only export to one customer means there are billions, tens of billions of dollars of discount that we don't have to spend on hospitals, schools, and a vast array of important investments across this country. Getting our resources to new markets safely and securely in a way that protects...
With sexual misconduct time and time again since becoming Liberal leader. Backbenchers Scott Andrews, Massimo Pichetti, Darshan Kang, all suspended or expelled from caucus since 2014. Cabinet Minister Hunter Tutu resigned from cabinet and caucus after an inappropriate relationship with a young staffer. Kent Hare resigned just last week, and other women have come forward since then. It's even reached the Prime Minister's office, where senior staffer Claude Eric Gagne is on leave while being investigated for inappropriate conduct involving multiple women. But Trudeau insists one name you won't see on that list is his.
I don't think so. I've been very, very careful all my life. I've been very careful all my
life. We are seeing the political Islam here, much like it is in every other country in the world, is here to tell you how you can live. The entire objective of political Islam is to enforce its values upon you. So this is the whole idea, for instance, behind M103, the anti-Islamophobia motion. Why can't we discuss it? Why can't we discuss Islam in public like we can discuss Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, whatever else, or atheism?
Well, doesn't that totally go, against a democratic society in which we want to always test all ideas? We want to test ideologies because we want to be able to suss out what is not good for our society. And there are concerns. I mean, a democratic society, Tom, could actually elect so many people that, let's say, believe in Sharia law, that is voted in. I mean, is there the potential of that kind of thing?
We almost had Sharia law here in Ontario. People tend to forget that back in 2005, 2006. There was a huge push to get Sharia family courts instituted in Ontario, which the motion eventually failed. I think what we're sort of pushing at here, though, is to say, look, we've got this thing called political Islam. It's different from the faith itself.
Right. Let's discuss that, because I have wonderful friends, with the Ismailis, and they're, some of them have even said to me, Tom, that, we're afraid because we would be in danger of some of the radicals. Like, they feel that they would be in danger. So how do we differentiate between us being a Canada that is welcoming, that is kind and loving?
Never presume to speak for her or to have a perspective on how she should feel or should act on this. I respect very much her right and her ability to make choices about what is best for her and her family, and I obviously will continue to.
Running faggot, running free, see the faggot, he fed a puppy. Running faggot, running free.
inclusion of foreign actors in democratic processes. We saw very clearly that countries like Russia are behind a lot of the divisive campaigns, a lot of the divisive social media spreads that have turned our politics even more divisive and more anger-filled than they have been in the past. These are the kinds of things that we are being incredibly vigilant about. Our Minister of Democratic...
When addressing Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
The tremendous friendship that we celebrate every day between Canada and China. Thank you, Shinzo.
Those stumbles could be because China was a significant point of discussion behind closed doors.
Sorry.
All your RCMP and security held people up from getting their stuff.
I understand your frustration around security. I live frustrations with security every day of my life right now. That's something that unfortunately is a reality of my life.
Look at the time you've taken.
Happy to be here.
They're about to open these dams.
Running faggot, running, he stopped the carnage by getting folks a-talking, instead of just a-squawking, squawking and a-gawking, mocking and a-rocking, run.
Howdy, stranger.
Good to see you, faggot.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, I'll let you have it straight. We're surrounded on all sides.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine, could you be mine, won't you be my neighbor?
Sir, that's unfriendly and unneighborly today. We're here to help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
be
sir.
neighborly. Won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor?